folks, it's Jeff here. Just a quick reminder, if you're loving Disney Coast to Coast, there are a couple of easy ways that you can support the show. We'd love it if you could rate and review us on iTunes, or wherever you listen to the show. This is a simple way to help other Disney fans find us. Also, go ahead and share your favorite episodes on social media and be sure to tag us. You can find all of our social media information at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. And finally, I just want to say thank you to all of you who listen every week. Your support is very appreciated, and we love that you're enjoying our Disney geekiness. Now on with the show.
Are you craving a trip on Space Mountain? Well, we've got the next best thing. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePaoli, and in today's House of Mouse headlines, there are several new dining options headed to Walt Disney World, and we got our first listen to the original score written for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. That and so much more, so let's get to it.
Hear the latest news from the Walt Disney Company in today's House of Mouse headlines.
This past week, we celebrated the 30th anniversary of Disney's Hollywood Studios, and as part of the celebration, Disney revealed a new logo for the park. On the new logo, we see the characters BB-8, Mickey Mouse, and Woody from the Toy Story films featured in the O letters and the word Hollywood. Of course, these three characters represent the recently opened Toy Story Land, as well as the upcoming Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So the new logo is all about the new attractions in the park. I am a bit surprised that with the new logo, we didn't get a slight alteration to the park's name. I would have expected for the apostrophe S to be removed, making it Disney Hollywood Studios instead of Disney's Hollywood Studios, considering that that is a trend that Disney began several years back. But for now, the park name remains the same. We also learned that a new table service dining experience will be coming to Toy Story Land at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Upon entering Andy's backyard, guests are magically transformed to the size of a toy, surrounded by toys and playsets scattered throughout the area. And soon, guests will soon discover that a new play area has been set up, and this time it's a rodeo. But of course, being Andy, it certainly isn't your usual rodeo. Using 3 cardboard boxes cut and taped together, Andy has created a new rodeo arena using some of his favorite toys, games, and playsets. And while some pieces are definitely Western themed, what makes this rodeo special is the broad assortment of toys that have been brought together to create a fun, colorful mashup atmosphere that only a child could create. Once inside, you'll be surrounded by all of the rodeo festivities in action as well as Western Town and train station playsets. And you just might spot some of your favorite Disney Pixar characters scattered throughout the restaurant in the form of toys and game pieces, including a toy version of Jessie riding on the back of a Trixie pull toy, and unique toy versions of Bo Peep and her sheep, all who appear to be performing in the rodeo together. This immersive restaurant will surround guests with a kaleidoscope of toys, games, and playsets, providing yet another unique, fun, family-friendly dining experience that could only be had in Toy Story Land. Plus, in celebration of Disney Pixar's Toy Story 4, a pop-up merchandise location will be opening at the exit of Toy Story Mania. For some new dining options, let's head over to Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. Get ready to celebrate the Circle of Life with a new limited-time prefix dining experience inspired by The Lion King starting June 30th as they toast to the popular film at Jiko, the cooking place. Jiko transports you to the heart of Africa with its vibrant spices, crackling wood-burning ovens, and a delicious blend of traditional African wines and cuisine, making it the perfect place for this special celebration. You'll be able to partake in an exclusive 3-course menu crafted as a one-of-a-kind culinary celebration of Simba's story. As the dinner progresses, wildly talented musicians will join in on the fun with vibrant African melodies, as well as live performances of the award-winning movie soundtrack. Pricing is $65 per person. And over at Cinderella's Royal Table in Magic Kingdom Park, they have some new dining options for you as well. Now you can reserve the new Signature Celebration Package. In addition to enjoying a scrumptious dinner at Cinderella's Royal Table, you'll be able to take advantage of reserved Happily Ever After fireworks viewing in the West Plaza Garden before joining the after fireworks dessert party at Tomorrowland Terrace. On top of all that, you'll experience unique and exclusive extras that make this an even more magical evening. Cinderella and her Prince Charming will personally welcome you upon arrival to the storybook setting of Cinderella Castle and invite you to embark on your royal evening, which you'll kick off at your table with a complimentary glass of sparkling wine or a specialty beverage. While you dine, Cinderella's princess friends will come to your table to greet and take photos. Once you've had your fill of delicious food, a beautiful box of Cinderella-inspired confections will be gifted to you to commemorate your time dining in Cinderella's castle. The cost of this experience is $199 for adults and $169 for children. If you stay at a Walt Disney World Resort hotel, one of the added benefits are the extra magic hours, allowing you to experience the parks before or after normal operating hours. It has been announced that there will be extra magic hours due to the expected crowds for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and other popular Walt Disney World attractions. Beginning daily on September 1st through November 2nd, Disney's Hollywood Studios will offer extra magic hours for resort guests from 6 to 9 a.m., including Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Toy Story Land, and other select attractions. 6 a.m. in a Disney park. That really is an added benefit, giving you 3 extra hours before the park normally opens. In most cases, it seems like that would be something that you would normally pay extra for. But for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, it seems like they're trying to alleviate the crowds for this highly anticipated land any way they can. Speaking of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, this past week, the reservations for the first few weeks of Disneyland's new land became available to the public. All reservations filled up in less than 2 hours. On top of that, we got our first listen to the new music that legendary composer John Williams created for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. With Star Wars Galaxy's Edge existing on the new planet of Batuu, of course that means new music was necessary to stick with the tradition of the Star Wars films. The new music certainly feels like something you'd hear in an epic Star Wars adventure, but also sounds perfect for theme park background music. You can hear the music for yourself on YouTube, iTunes, and more. Disneyland recently celebrated Star Wars Day on May the 4th with the return of Hyperspace Mountain. I am personally a huge fan of this overlay and was thrilled to experience it once again. Disney has said that this overlay will return for a limited time, but no word on its end date yet. I am very curious to see what happens with all of the Star Wars experiences currently in Tomorrowland once Galaxy's Edge opens. Of course, there has been so much exciting news related to Star Wars lately, but unfortunately I have a bit of sad news to report. Actor Peter Mayhew, who has performed the role of Chewbacca starting with the original Star Wars movie, passed away on April 30th, 2019 at the age of 74. Mayhew portrayed Chewie in every Star Wars movie from the beginning through Star Wars The Force Awakens in 2015. George Lucas had this to say about Peter Mayhew's passing. Peter was a wonderful man. He was the closest any human being could be to a Wookiee. Big heart, gentle nature, and I always learned to let him win. He was a good friend, and I'm saddened by his passing. Over in Disneyland Paris, they recently reopened Phantom Manor after a long refurb. Of all the haunted mansions I've experienced, Phantom Manor has been my favorite. From its prominent storyline to the beautiful new score and updated orchestrations, this attraction wowed me the first time I experienced it. With this reopening, we get new stretching room portraits, horror icon Vincent Price's brilliant voiceover work that was recorded years ago but was never used, new special effects, and more. With this update, we learn that the Phantom is indeed Henry Ravenswood, the original owner of Ravenswood Manor. Henry is the father of Melanie Ravenswood, the bride of Phantom Manor. At least 4 men tried to marry Melanie, but Henry didn't think any of them were good enough for his daughter, so he made them disappear in the manor. The updated Phantom Manor is now open for guests in Disneyland Paris. Now let's get to this week's Twitter poll where I asked you folks, did you or are you trying to get a reservation slot for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge? Your options were yes, no, letting my friend book it, or what's Galaxy's Edge? Now in last place with 0 votes was letting my friend book it, followed by what's Galaxy's Edge with 13% of the votes. If you're really asking that question, you gotta listen to more Disney Coast to Coast. We've been talking about it for a while here. Yes got 28% of the votes, but the winner is no. 59% of you said no. Maybe you're waiting for the full land to be finished with both attractions opened, maybe you just don't live nearby, or maybe you just don't care. But the winner here is no. If you'd like to take part in future Twitter polls, be sure to follow Disney CTC on Twitter. That's DIZNEYCTC. You should also head over to DisneyCoastToCoast.com and sign up for our monthly music playlist, where this month it is the music that inspired the original Fantasmic. You can sign up for that over at DisneyCoastToCoast.com by just clicking on Playlist, and while you're there, sign up for your free gift of America's Hidden Mickeys. This is a list of different locations throughout the USA that are Disney-inspired or Disney-themed that you may enjoy. You can also find all of our social media over at DisneyCoastToCoast.com, and don't forget to leave those 5-star ratings and reviews on iTunes if you're enjoying the show, so that you can help other Disney fans find the show more easily. Now, this episode of Disney Coast to Coast was produced by Philip Elke, who has supported the show through Patreon. If you'd like to become a DCTC producer or gain other rewards, including early access to episodes, live stream Q&As, behind-the-scenes access, and more, information can be found at patreon.com/DisneyCTC. That's patreon.com/DIZNEYCTC. Other than that, folks, have a magical day. Bye!
Thanks for listening to Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.
Disney Coast to Coast is produced and hosted by Jeff DePauli. Learn more about the podcast and become a supporter at DisneyCoastToCoast.com.